Who am I? Hi, I'm Sky. How do I know who I am? How do I know what I like? How do I know what I dislike? Just do what you want. Just do what you're meant to do. Just be yourself. Yeah, I understand to be yourself part, but who am I, To be myself, I have to know myself, right? I always thought I am someone that asks a lot of questions, but yes, I met someone that was even asking more questions than I could ever think of questions. I was on the phone with him and I was like, hey, he's like, hi, what you up to? I'll make myself tea. Normal people say, oh, nice. Okay, so what else? Like they go to the next thing, right? But not, hey, this one is a question where there is no question. Oh, nice. What kind of tea? Peppermint tea. Peppermint tea. Do you like peppermint tea? Since when do you like peppermint tea? Since I'm a child. Oh, so do you put sugar in it? And we were just in a dating phase and I thought, what is he talking? Why is this important? What is he trying to understand? You. So then I said, no, I actually like honey. So you always drink it with honey. Why do you ask me so much about the tea? Oh, I'm just interested in you, like how you like your tea. Yeah, I actually put sometimes honey and sometimes not. I realized that I never had asked me those questions. Do I put always honey in my tea? Oh, actually not always, but most of the time. And I remembered, oh, I liked it because when I was a child, I always thought this is medicine. I always thought when I have a headache or stomach aches, I drink peppermint tea, I will feel well again, and it always worked out because of placebo, I guess, or because peppermint tea is just so amazing. Buy now, 3 packets for £1. Maybe I'll make my own peppermint tea one day. I just realized through his questions, I get to know myself. I get to understand why I did certain things. There's actually this funny story. About a dish that's, can I recall this story actually? I don't know if I can recall the story, but it's about a dish that someone would chop into very, very small pieces and then put into the pot. This dish went from family to family, like then the next person would cook it and cook it and cook it. They would cook for this whole family, so they had a very big pan. One day someone asked, why do you always chop everything so tiny? Is it not enough you just chop it a little bit? Well, my mom did it always like this. So the person went to the mom and said, I have a question. Why do you chop everything so tiny if the pot is so big? Is it something with the taste? Like what is the reason that you have to chop everything so tiny? So she said, I don't know. My mom always did that, so I just do the dish like this. And then he came to the mom until someday he found out that the grandma said, I only had a small pot, Dot, so I had to chop everything very tiny, so that everything fits the pot. So here was the reason. There was actually no reason anymore, since the next generation had big, very big pots, that they didn't need it to chop it. I mean, it's the grandma's recipe, like she did it, but it's kind of like someone started it and all the other sheep just followed doing it, So sometimes it's very interesting to understand why we do certain things and if there's actually a need. Because maybe after this realization, they're like, oh, okay, you know what? Today I'm not gonna do this work. I just chop it normal slices and put it in my big pot. Ding, ding, ding. How can you get to know yourself? So what does it have to do with you getting to know yourself? So what I'm trying to say to you here is now, like this ex-boyfriend of mine, from whom I learn a lot, seems to, you can start recording your own life as a viewer and asking your questions, okay? So when you woke up in the morning, what did you do first? Did you drink a lot of water? Why am I drinking a lot of water? Because I'm thirsty or just because I'm used to? Why water and not Sprite? Because Sprite is too much sugar for me. When did I start drinking water? Because there are people actually that don't drink water. I realized when I had a girl I was living with and she would always drink Sprite and Coca-Cola and whatever. Later she had to because the doctor said, oh, you Christos, you're about to die, girl. Sometimes the problem is just such a small, like she would always get sick and I would always tell her, girl, you are sick because you don't drink water. This has nothing to do with it, but yeah, it has something to do with it. I watch you all the time drink Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Sprite. What's that on the list? You want some fanta? Like, this is not like, you need water, girl. I see you dried out. I see it on the face because I could see it in her face. She's so screaming, oh, water. No, I'm always drinking like that. And I said, yeah, but just because you do it always doesn't mean it's healthy. But she wouldn't just not believe me until one day she collapsed. She fainted. And she went to the doctor. Someone brought her to the doctor, I guess. But the doctor said, girl, what you've been doing? You dried out. You have no water in your body. Very less water in your body. Oh my goodness sake. You need to drink some water. She would always say to me, I hate the taste of water. It's like, oh my God, what does water even taste like? What do you mean you hate water? Drink water, please. your skin is begging me all the time. It's like a plant, you know, the plant's like, ah, and you like, just spread some water on her. At least she get into the shower, so she got some water from there. You can't just drink all the time sugar drinks. I think you just need sometimes water. It's very hydrating, it's very healthy for you. Long story short, then she started drinking water. But because she didn't like the taste of water, what she would always say to me, she started drinking raspberry water, strawberry water, apple water, and then she even started liking it. What you will learn from it, you can also change your habits. And become the person that is more healthy and alive. Just because you don't know who you are doesn't even mean that the R that you are right now is maybe the right R. Not that you're wrong, but I'm just saying you can always improve and up level, because what do you want? A healthy glowing skin. So yeah, if you haven't been drinking lots of water, you can just start drinking water. And now I'm so thirsty, to be honest. I think I need to drink some water. So imagine, just as this water, you could see through you. You would know so clearly what you are made of, who you are. You could just look at it like so crystal clear. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be so amazing? Because everything that I drop now into the water, you will see, right? I can try it. Okay, the camera is a little bit pointing. You see the leaf? Not even sinking. You see everything in the water, right? So crystal clear, you can see through. So get to know yourself. I don't know what this energy is about, but I'm sure there's something to mean it. And now I have to drink the water with all these ingredients. How will it taste? Not bad, not bad. Okay, let's continue the video. We look same, huh? I birthed this rainbow. It's my baby. I'm the mother of a rainbow. Girls and ladies and gentlemen and boys and everyone who's watching here, sirs and misters, how to get to know yourself. There are many rainbows, there are many colors of the rainbow. You're not just made from one thing. Ask yourself questions, why you do certain things, and watch yourself and take notes. Are you stalking me? Yes, I am. You reciprocated by stalk you as me? I don't know, I'm not a shoe. You even watch me in the shower, don't you? You can also change things and get to know yourself more. Like, if I would put rose in the water, this water would be rose water. If I put tulip in the water, this water would be tulip water. So who do you want to be? You can also sometimes make yourself up, you know.
I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend. Like that, you see?
I see, I get the idea. I get the...
But also it's good to know first the nature that you are. How to find out who you are, how to get to know yourself. Another way is also to think of your childhood. What are the things you just naturally would enjoy as a child? For example, I would love to have adventures as a child. It's more likely, but because of my brother, if someone would ask me, why do you like adventures? Because of my brother, he would always love adventures and I would just follow his path. Usually I was the little one and I would always look up to my brother because he had always this great ideas. I found I had ideas too, but mine were not always so great. I tell another video, get spanked for my ideas from my mother. They were so bad that I get, bad girl you. Was a bad idea. And my brother got unfortunately also punished because of me. My brother was, you have such a stupid idea. But of course we don't want to have those limiting beliefs. Nowadays I have such great ideas. My ideas have just so improved. I'm actually the best in ideas. My ideas keep improving and improving every day. I get better ideas and ideas and ideas just flowing to me naturally. And everyone is keeping saying, wow, you've got some great ideas. I love your ideas. Can you pay for your ideas? And say yes. Now that we have solved this problem, I would love to look after my siblings. And on one hand, I was maybe forced to look after my siblings, but this made me also really love children and looking after children. So I'm naturally good at that. For example, I'm naturally good with children. But because, I don't know, since it wasn't a very free choice, doesn't make it that I have to do this now as a job. But everyone would assume, you were so good with children, do it as a job. It's like, yeah, I'm good with children because I'm just good with children. But I don't want to do it as a job now because I want to be a content creator because I love also art and creative and camera and stuff like this. But I also still love babies, so I actually can see me working with them in the future, making tons of baby myself. I would actually draw a lot and paint a lot, and that was something I rediscovered. When I asked myself the question, what would I enjoy as a child? I saw me how I would love to draw Bambi. Bambi would make me so happy. How I would love to draw Barbie. I would draw a horse. Well, mine looked like a potato with legs. But still, my teacher saw, not bad girl. You know, she liked, maybe she was kind of, no. Because, yeah, I know. Some people just come with this perfectly horse picture, and I was like, wow, this looks so amazing. Let me paint that too. And then I was like, oh, I don't know. You know, the comparison, the teeth, like, oh, mine doesn't look like hers. So I actually trained. You know what I loved, for example, about me as a child? When I wasn't good in something, I would train myself until I would be good in it. This is something I might actually can catch up again on, because now I realize that often I don't want to even prove myself anymore. So is this good or bad? I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing. It's a healed version of me, because I'm not maybe so interested in becoming like someone else. Like when I would see, oh, she draw horses better than me, that I actually just because of out of that reason would draw horses, not because I really like maybe drawing horses. You know what I mean? So this is also something that you might can unlearn about yourself. And this is why the question why is important. For example, if you say, oh, I love horses. Why do you like horses? Because once a girl in the kindergarten drew a horse and really liked it, and mine looked like a potato, but then I trained so hard to make it look like a horse, and now I like horses. I don't know if this is, you know, it's coming from more a competition reason maybe, or maybe from inspiration. Could be she inspired you for horses. Or with me, like with the children, it's more because of my mom kind of made me look after my siblings, because she was raising them on her own. She needed help, which is totally understandable, which I did, and I became an expert, but very good with children. But if you ask me back, it wasn't that I myself discovered it. Just, you know, things that just would come naturally to me were, I would just love to join my brother, like when he would go on his adventures. And my brother, he would, it is funny, I'm also currently in a building that needs building. We would always go to buildings that are built, and then we would play there like it's our kitchen, we would kind of break in. And then we had always a watcher, which was cool. There would always someone stay in the front. We were like a little group of children, and then he would always call if someone comes, we'd all run away. But sometimes we would then leave the pots and stuff there, you know, because we were playing kitchen. That was kind of funny, but my brother had always this great ideas and other children, and we would just, you know, and I enjoyed it. Watching movies made me wanting to become an actress myself. This just naturally evolved. No one forced me to know it, but maybe, yeah, because I was watching so much movies. Just think about things that you just would do as a child and ask why you would do them, and who introduced you to that, and how would you feel about it. And if you do them still today. For example, when I picked up drawing again, it made me feel so good. And not only did it make me feel good, picking up painting and drawing made me creative, because colors are really therapeutical, drawing, you know, and it's just so much. It's good for the chakras, if you believe in that too. It's good for your creative mind. It makes you, even if you are a content creator, more content creation possible, because you activate this creative center all the time by drawing and painting and colors. So it's good for me right now, you know. So I still do it. I still do painting, even though I have actually neglected my next picture, the owl. And I would always also play secretary with myself, kind of at home. I would make appointments and stuff. You know, what would you do and why would you do it? And what does it have to do with your today self? Okay. So this is one way to get to know yourself. I hope that helped you. I hope now you can kind of understand and watch yourself, like being a little bit the note taker of your own life and asking a lot of questions, okay? So just keep asking yourself questions and keep taking notes. Here's a last story I want to tell you. Because if you watch someone or is a child, you can already see also what they're meant to do or meant to be, or at what they're naturally good at. While I was editing this video, a quote came into my mind from Einstein, where he says, if you judge a fish by the ability to climb, it might live its whole life thinking it is dumb. And I even added some sentences to it. And if you judge a squirrel by the ability to swim, it's the same. A squirrel is meant to climb, a fish is meant to swim. I mean, they can try, else possible kind of vibe, but maybe he's just safer in water and the squirrel just has more fun climbing. Once I was looking after children, company fest kind of celebration, and they had this playground for children where they could climb up, and there were balls and this kind of climbing house. And there my job was to watch the children. And I watched the children very good, okay? The children were all safe. Wanna applaud me or something? Thank you. And then there was this one child. It was so different than the other childs. What's going on with this child? So pretty interesting, this child. Get all my attention, this child. She was walking on her toes all the time. Like, normal children would just walk to the stairs, get up. And she was just like, ding, ding, on her toes, ding, 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 ding. And then she would get on the stairs and then she would grab most high, just like do this. And then she would put her leg up. And then she would drag her body up. And then she would juke. Sorry. I just can't. Forgive me, Father. The water is now on the ground. Hello. Maybe it's some art. Look, now. I did some art for you. Art, it's art. Do you like it? Come on, say. It was just and now the weather. So a little bit of clouds here and there, going from there and there to there, because it could be raining here and there. If in case you're here, or raining, so the umbrellas with you, just enjoy it and let it drop in your face. And here is a lot of sun. So I know now you all want to get here, but please don't crowd it over here, because the sun is here. So there's people over here, okay? So for you, stay in your country. Everybody gets sun today. Anyways. Where was I before I was? I wanted to know that too. La mena totomote tanto andendare na no kamuate. I'm back at the story. She was doing this and she was just climbing like. And I said, oh, she must be a ballerina. Like, oh, good girl. Like, whoa. And then she came on the top and then she tiptoed again. And I don't know how she played. Maybe like, oh, there's a ball. But I also had to watch the other children, right? So, yes, she was just an elegant ballerina. So I thought to myself, oh my goodness sake, when her mom comes back, I need to ask her mom if she goes to ballet, because she's meant for ballet, and if not, she have to go. Like, it's natural in her, it's nature. She's born a ballerina. She was a ballerina. His mom was belly dancing all day long. She came out dancing. Okay, so enough fun. But I really thought she actually does ballet. So I thought I'm gonna ask her mom. When her mom returned and her father, I said, hi, is this your daughter? Yeah. So I just was so curious, does your daughter do ballet? She said, ballet? No, she doesn't do ballet. I said, she doesn't do ballet? She said, no, why? Why? Hi, welcome. Let me introduce you to your daughter, the tiptoeing girl. That's what I thought. I was like, oh, because she's walking on her toe. She says, oh, does she? Like, hi, yeah, welcome. Let me introduce you to your girl. She's tiptoeing. And he's like, oh, yeah, does she? Yeah, she was walking all the time, tiptoeing. And even the way she got up the stairs, she would put her legs up. She's like, oh, really? Like, sorry, madam. Do I have to introduce you to your child or what? Are you not watching your child? No judgment, says Godfather. But Godfather, come on. One judgment, please. No, I mean, it's okay. You're busy sometimes as a mom, or maybe she noticed, but not noticed because her daughter maybe does every day something different, Today I'm in the mood to be Spider-Man. Something like that. That would be a fun child to have, huh? Maybe that's a lot of work, though. Wouldn't mind that, actually. Oh, if I have a nanny. Yeah, or two. Back to the story. And I said, oh my God, but she is just like, totally like, she's moving like a ballerina. Is she doing any dance? Oh no, she doesn't do any dance. Like, oh wow, you can consider bringing her to a dance class. She would just do amazing. It's like, oh yeah, I might consider and stuff. I hope she considered. And this is what I say by watching your children, what she's naturally good at. I mean, imagine this girl at a ballet class. The other girls lost. Sorry, you lost. The queen of ballet just entered. She entered on tiptoes and she put her leg up higher than any one of you could ever dream of. So I'm just saying that sometimes if you watch people or if you watch children, you already see also a lot of what they're already meant to be or meant to do or naturally good at. So watch yourself, watch others. Also, you can always be free to ask other people about an opinion about yourself, what they think your strengths are, what they see in you. And this might also very much surprises you, because when you ask especially your mom, that I didn't even know my mom noticed so much about me. I think moms are sometimes like, keep on doing good. No, I've seen nothing, my girl. Oh, I'm just reading this book here. Oh, interesting. Not that I noticed anything of you. So they notice more than we think, I guess. I would have known this as a child. My mom told me things about me, like, Mom, you really watch me. You really know that about me? I didn't know you know that about me. And one thing I really liked, I still remember it. So it was actually also very soothing for my soul to ask my mom this question. That's why I recommend it to you. What are my strengths? Tell me. Come on, tell how great I am. You know what I really like about you? That you don't come so quick to an assumption. Like, you always want to know if something is really like that. Like when I tell you some bad story and it's like, oh, was it really like that? Are you sure it was like that? Maybe it was like that. If you ask the person, like, she's not, you don't say, oh my God, like, you're not immediately on the train of, I'm usually an analyzer of situations also, but I'm not in every situation like that though. She really noticed it about me and liked that about me. And I was like, oh, thank you, Mom. I like myself even more now. So that's also a good tip. Best friends, mom, whoever you want to ask, okay? So I think I gave you already a lot of food for thought, a lot of food for training. So write to me please in the comments which of them are aligned with you the most and resonated with you the most and sparked some interest. I can do this. And which of them will you now do, and maybe which of them now you did, and come back and tell how that helped you to getting to know yourself. Thanks so much for everything you do. Thanks so much for being here on the channel. The light just went off anyways. Hallelujah, the video was finished and the light just was a bit too fast in finishing. That's okay, you know. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for the likes and the comments. Bye bye and see you soon.